7th combination of players that they've brought to the LCK, and now this is going to be their 5th game together. So this is the roster to look out for, and our third, of course, is Millennial versus Gen Z, and Khan versus Zeus.
Yeah, it's our oldest player in the LCK versus the youngest player in the LCK. They're both top laners, and yeah, you know, Khan now at 1995 being the oldest kind of makes me feel a bit old, but that's just the way it goes. As we take a look at the team stats, the ones we have chosen here, both of these teams are just doing really well, and
Lane potentially snowball closer if he ends up getting a winning matchup against what has been otherwise pretty boring Showmaker control mage lane. Maybe there's a way for that priority to lead into T1 having control of the map and getting that early advantage they're so famous for. So I think a lot of people expect a very one-sided 2-0 for Dam1 Kia. And here's their standard normal roster, even though we had that chasey swap and all that. They've never used the sub all season.
Yeah.
But I think this series could go the distance. I think there's a really good chance this goes to a third game. I think losing start off into a composition that's insanely good at the end of the day. And sure, Renekton's banned away from Zeus here, and they know that they're probably going to be looking for an AP start with Lilia in terms of the beginning of the draft. But they still get Camille, and the same rules apply to how much you can control that.
Really?
I don't know about this one this early. It's very aggressive.
Okay.
Blind Irelia. Okay. 100% win rate, by the way, in the LCK, and that's with 7 games.
I think they're all against Gnar as well. Maybe it's like 6 out of 7 are against Gnar, but it's just a ridiculous win rate against Gnar. You're really showing your hand, by the way, when you just draft Irelia Camille. And T1 have an opportunity to really try to shut it down in the early game if possible, and I love that they're like, okay, Lucian, here we go. They're just going to try to stifle out, you know, suffocate DK right in the early parts of this game with a draft like this.
I mean, I don't know about Yuumi here. Feels very aggressive, and it is going to give you a lot of early tempo potentially, but don't know how successful that's going to be. I get it's great against the Senna. I like it against the Scion as well in later game team fights. They do pick it. It's the first time we've seen it in Season 11 here in Korea. So been a very long time, and actually, you know, the Maokai pick here is very stable against this as well. You have a lot of harass potential. I like the draft for Dam1 Kia here quite a bit, and you know, as expected, this is going to be the Camille top.
Eyes like once a game. That's actually the stat there. As Gary, what's going on here?
Well, you only get one, I guess. That's the stat.
Did I really just curse him already? How is that even possible?
You get one. There's your one.
I mean, I know it's been a while since we've played the Yuumi here, but yeah, as you said, that I hope that's the one and only death.
Everybody gets one, Velez. Everybody gets one. Okay, well, I mean, this is really going to weaken the power of this bottom side from the get-go.
Speaking of power, Closer's already getting in there. He hasn't taken Ignite. He has the Conqueror, though, and one auto should do it. The flash in, and he's two.
Why?
Oh, no!
What a huge mistake! I mean, this is not acceptable. But what a huge mistake. Got so greedy, get the flash, take it, be okay with that. You never win that, ever.
I mean,
I was about to start yelling, don't follow flash, don't follow. Mistakes here from T1 already out of the get-go. You can tell the pressure is on. Like, these players are feeling it.
And speaking of this matchup, Owner's getting in there. He's like, yeah, good luck fighting me. You're going to have to flash over the wall. Owner does follow flash again. You can see, as you mentioned, these young T1 players, they really want to get in there and make the plays happen.
Into that.
Yeah. We do have Canyon down on the bottom side. This is actually a really aggressive gank. The cleanse does come in, and that's going to be a kill for the Kane. At least Owner's over there to help the Yuumi out. But a really nice conversion already. And I feel like we turned the League of Legends knob up to 11 now. There's so much action in this early game.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the attempts that T1 made with Wunner, with obviously Closer. I don't really appreciate his attempt as much. But I mean, look, he got a flash. There was a second flash gained right when they went for that invade onto Canyon's jungle, went into the red side jungle invade there. And then they follow flash, and it's like, we got to slow down here, T1. Everyone's getting really excited, and there's some small advantages that are being, the issue is pushed. And like, watch this again. This is actually insane. Like, I cannot believe they did this. So, like, obviously he's able to dash forward with the minion resets and get on top of Showmaker. Now, Showmaker flashes here because he has to. And you're just out of range. Like, I hate to say it, but, like, I think an average, you know, low-level
Looking for the smite here is Owner, but he's just going to be knocked up as in goes the Aurelia, but doesn't actually get to jump on the Canyon. And now the front to back here is what we were looking for. Closer is incredibly low. He's out of the fight now, but Khan is going to have to flash away. Teddy getting a lot of damage done, and Zeus will, in fact, be able to pick up a kill and get out of here. Unfortunately for Owner, though, he got caught by Beryl, gets soloed by the support. And, you know,
win rate with gold lead at 10, 100% by the way.
Yeah, nice stat. Thank you, Riot, for that one. 14-0. And it's the 1-for-1, and they get the Rift Herald on the side of Damwon Kia.
Yeah. I mean, I think Damwon have lost like 4 games this season, outside of the, you know, like the 2-0 from Fred Braon that we had early on in the season. So the stats are going to be pretty bloated, of course, but look at where Lucian is. Lucian Yuumi rotation coming up here so late. And Zeus actually plays this fight like a god. He's just flirting with Khan on the edge. And as the Vanguard's edge comes through, he actually commits in further and is able to make this a 1-for-1 trade. Closer barely gets away because the Hextech ultimatum is perfect. Then he threatens Canyon here, the exhaust comes out. And this is really well done. Beryl is trying to trying to catch somebody. Does end up getting, of course, the kill here onto Wonder at the end. Both so good for Damwon Kia. T1 could be happy that there's a chance it's Ocean Soul. As Canyon's here.
Trying to bait him in, and Zeus is looking for the kill, the Senna ultimate.
Oh!
Just gonna save him there right at the end. Totally fine, perfect bait from Khan. And Zeus falls for it.
It's gonna take some miracle fights or some great map control. And I don't think you get map control without those miracle fights to even play the 1-3-1. Because if you're like trying to 1-3-1 and lanes are always pushed against you, you're trying to push those out, you're just putting yourself at risk of getting collapsed on. As this is just like, Zeus gets the hook shot and then turns around here, but Canyon's here, and if you don't know, like, it just doesn't work out. And obviously it's a really nice Senna ult to guarantee that not only the kill, but the save there, so it's not even a trade.
He's doing this like mid-fight. The Yuumi is going to take that fight. I don't think that they would back down from it. In fact, they're going to be the ones engaging in the mid lane. Beryl getting very far forward. And yeah, that was a bit overzealous. Canyon was like, nope, not getting in there. They are going to force the flash at a closer.
Did they or did he force the flash out of himself? Umbral Glaive for Canyon. He's going very aggressive, pretty standard here.
Zeus just has no idea. And,
again?
Yeah, he's dead. There's just no hope. Like, he's pushing all the way down to the second turret with 0 vision. Canyon could be anywhere, right? And he just gets caught out there. That's unfortunate.
Now, I do like what they're trying to set up here, at least in the mid lane while this is happening, because, you know, Closer's going to put a lot of pressure onto Showmaker on the bottom side of the map. So a lot of extra gold is getting fed to Teddy here in the mid lane as they kind of swap these around. The 1-3-1 does allow, you know, an 80 carry, Lucian in this case, to kind of catch up and pick up that extra gold and just kind of soak that in mid. So that's one way that he can kind of try to catch up on. Yeah.
About the Maokai ultimate, that's another way. You get huge seeds.
Okay.
This is a massive Vanguard's edge as everyone's trying to flash away, and Canyon gets burst down. Closer not quite able to get the kill on the Showmaker, though, who will survive for an incredible amount of time. But it's really all Zeus that's getting so much value on the right side of the map here. It is going to end up being a 2 against 2 at the end of it all. And we're just trying to bully Teddy here, who should be able to try to... Nope, he's not, actually. Not able to kite these 2 big boys.
Sion is forever. Forever and ever and ever. Not going to happen. Too beefy, too strong.
Yeah.
I mean, that was... Like, if you haven't engaged that good and you still can't turn that into a dominant win, like, that's if we had a stable early game and you have a Vanguard's edge like this, like, yeah, that's when T1 fans could be screaming.
You wipe it and go Baron.
Look at this. Bam! Everyone is in the Vanguard's edge. And then Zeus is ready to follow up with a hook shot. This was so well kited by Showmaker. He's actually able to avoid the sleep as well with his Zonias. He lives way longer than he's supposed to because of the items that he chose, the fast Zonias he has, and also the fact that he got an early lead. But if this is a game where T1 are massively ahead like they should have been at this stage of the game if they were ever to win it, then this fight is a wipe and it's clean. It's not. Oh, hold that thought. Closer's trying to have relative private time up here, but
yeah, Closer's he's got a cane on his back. Not much he can do to get away from that one. Winner is thinking about it, but he doesn't have too much else. He's not going to get hit by the Maokai.
I was just going to say, you know, of all our casting talent,
what's it going to be?
I think you have to back off here if you're T1. Like,
well, they're going to try for the Drake here. As you can see, Winner is taking a lot of focus down, but it's going to go the way of Damwon Kia as they pick up the Infernal Soul. A nice little fight, though, because Canyon gets low. Khan not able to frontline effectively here. As Showmaker and Ghost going to have to get away from this one. Not sure if Showmaker can, or rather Ghost. They're actually able to poke them down as they go way too deep into the jungle. You can see Teddy is desperately trying to find them or get a back or something, but he's on vision.
I think he's just waiting for game 2 with the hold positions we saw there. Just spamming the S key. And, I mean, Teleport already on top of the Nexus turrets. This game is over, Valdez. I think it really took a turn for the worse in those first 4 minutes. Where we saw a carry pick, we saw a Closer follow flashing to his death, then dying a second time in lane, and it just all fell apart. Teddy!
Even Ghost gets into it. Showmaker just laughing at them in the face of T1's base, surrounded by minions. He will take down the Nexus.
Think about all the confidence Stanley Pioshik is. He's got a year under his belt. But, I mean, they saw blood in the water. They made some very aggressive plays that just fell hard on their face against a veteran team like Damwon Kia, defending world champions.